Hi everybody, this is 1,247 days and counting. I just uh, posted up three TikToks um, explaining, this has so many facets. Richard's case with the Walmart mass shooting of August 3rd, 2019, that it is difficult to put it in snippets. Um, but it's so important for, even if this is complex, even if it is convoluted, we need to get this information out there because of its importance, because we have a national security threat. We have agencies that are serving foreign and domestic enemies. We have generals that are serving foreign and domestic enemies. We have them violating their constitutional um, obligations, and you know that's taking down our country. And then people get hurt. So many people are getting hurt. And of course, Richard, the missing, murdered Fort Bliss whistleblower, the known as the designation, he is officially designated the Vanessa Guillen First Absent Soldier. So I didn't give him that designation. The Army gave him that designation. Is he missing and murdered? Absolutely. There is no doubt in anyone's mind that has been paying attention that our son has been murdered. And is it connected to the Walmart case? Is Richard's case connected, like a Siamese twin, to the Walmart mass shooting case, which is the largest, one of the largest cases in U.S. History, murder cases, mass murder cases. And this one is, I think, the largest when it comes to the perpetrators still being out there, and not getting justice, right? So it is a huge case because Richard's case is the Walmart case, and the Walmart case of August 3rd, 2019, the mass shooting case, is Richard's case. They're vice versa. When you solve one, you solve the other. And how did that come to be? People say, I don't understand that. Well, Richard was whistleblowing wrongdoings on Fort Bliss and to the Child Protective Services, and the people that were the criminals that he was whistleblowing on were the ones that were perpetrating, planning, orchestrating, um, with Patrick Crucius, the mass shooting, a political hit. It was absolutely a political wag the tail on the dog, wag the dog, whatever you want to call it. Um, Move. It was absolutely strategic. It absolutely was meant to. It's kind of like this whole COVID thing. If in my opinion, the whole COVID thing was nothing but a strategic political move to hurt the election, to hurt our country, to hurt the world's economy. I heard that China is still suffering because of its lockdown maneuvers, what they're trying to do to the people. And why in the world do governments even have this much power? I don't know. I don't know. Um, but it is one of my favorite movies. Um, is the Seven Samurai, the old black and white Seven Samurai, one of my favorite movies. And my kids always think I'm strange for loving that movie so much. I love the facial expressions, say thousands of words. And, you have these bandits that come and rob these farmers. And the farmers then hire these seven samurai to protect them, to teach them how to. They know how to fight, but they need to know really. They need to have leadership, right? And to stop from being robbed all the time. And it's really the feudal system in the making. You can see the whole. If you don't know, understand the feudal system, watch the old black and white movie called The Seven Samurai. We have the Magnificent Seven is kind of like the Western version of it, but it's not as good. It's really not as good. Um, the the Seven Samurai will give you a whole lesson in the feudal society, um, the beginning of it, the making of it, in just a couple hours, and in beautiful filmmaking, absolutely amazing filmmaking, and it's Japanese. So I I just highly recommend it, and it's always stuck with me because as time goes on, people forget, right? And these samurais forgot who they were serving, who was paying them. It was the farmers, these characters, these real characters. Um, that were paying the seven samurai. Even the seven samurai were characters. We all have that's the beauty of humanity, right? Is we're all so different from one another, and all these different personalities. And as time goes on, the seven samurai get too big for their britches. I mean, it's not in this movie, but this is what happens. These people that are brought in, that you pay to protect you, that so that you can carry on with your farming or whatever job that you're doing, they get too big for their britches, and they start getting corrupt. They start collaborating with each other. They start compromising each other. They start getting corrupt. And voila, we are in this situation right now where um, we see a collaboration, corruption, compromise in every agency, right? In every agency, and not just a little bit, because there's always going to be a little bit, but it is not, the very people that are supposed to be conducting the oversight are not are corrupt and compromised also. And I heard something pretty sad this week that um, that they didn't even know why we even have judges anymore. It's so corrupt. It's so, and that was a little bit sad for me. But I have hope. I absolutely have hope. Um, and let me go to Facebook to see if I try to do like a little opening to give people to come on before I start talking about the main things, main issues. Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you, Anicia. Thank you, Danielle, for coming on. I know it's Christmas time, very busy. Um, so here we are late again, but it can't be helped because uh, we have submitted our second notice of intent to sue today. So that's two of them now. We have two letters, notices of intent to sue submitted. And so I don't know if that's good news. I'm not happy about that. Um, it has to be done. We have to move forward, but I'm not happy about that. I would rather that we would have oversight by Veronica Escobar, by Ted Cruz, by the DA, Bill Hicks, by the AG, the Attorney General of the Western District of Texas, which is Jaime Esparza. I'd rather them do their job. Um, and the the big, question is, why would you want to do your job? You know, when being a criminal is so lucrative, committing crime is so lucrative, and there's very little risk today to commit crimes. That's why so many crimes are being committed, right? At very high levels, especially when you're in on top and and you're covered by the DA, you're covered by the AG, you're covered by the Secretary of State, you're covered by the CID, you're covered by the VA, you're covered by the DES, the CPS. You know, you could be doing all kinds of evil things with children, and the CPS will just cover for you. Um, uh, the whole entire Congress will cut. You could be trafficking 85,000 children, doing all kinds of evil with them, and the entire Congress will be covering for you. Yeah. So why would you want to do the right thing when the right thing means that you're a whistleblower? That people will retaliate against you. They'll come over to your house and they'll shake at you, and they'll start calling you, and they'll start um, trying to intimidate you with leaving your door open, or calling people, or leaving vile and vulgar messages, or doing all kinds of horrible things. You might even lose your job. You might be killed. In Richard's case, he was murdered, and he was brutally murdered, a dismemberment. And we were reminded of how that's absolutely done with a bone saw. A horrible article I read today about um, cash. What is that? Let me see if I can bring that up, because I think it's a really important. Yeah, Khashoggi. Um, Jamal Khashoggi. He was brutally murdered by injection, a poisonous injection. Those are very popular today. Poisonous injections. Cobra strikes, and um, deadly mosquito bites, or whatever, or whatever. They really like injecting things inside of us, and that's what happened to him. And then they proceeded to dismember him with a bone saw. And his wife now as is granted political asylum. So I thought that that was interesting news, because absolutely Richard's case is a case of a brutal murder. And I'm trying to get back on here so I can see all the comments. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so you can hear me. So yeah, it is. There's really not a doubt in my mind, because of what I'm about to tell you. Also, because of this connection with the Walmart case, and it's all very political. It makes this all very political, because out of all of these people, um, Richard was in this position. He was an E4. I don't know if people know that, but he was an E4. He made rank very quickly, and they retaliated against him. He lost everything. They took 3 ranks away from him at one full sweep, for doing nothing, for really doing nothing. And they've proven that it was nothing. That the 45 days of extra duty with wearing a mask and full battle gear and all of that, 50% of his pay, all that it was all for nothing, because it has been sanitized. It has been removed from his records. They rescinded that Field Grade Article 15 in their way, right? Without giving, of course, he's been promoted twice since he's been deceased. And they sanitized his his record, um, and it really was sanitizing their record because you know that's what they did to a whistleblower. That's what they did. And so, why, if they can get away with that, which I don't believe they are, and I don't believe they will get away with it, otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this every day. But, because we are really making strides, huge strides right now, huge. And I really want to say thank you to everybody for that because of some letters that we submitted today that are just um, moving forward our intent to legal action, moving that all forward because our intent is to win. Okay, our intent is to win this legal action. And so, that requires some patience and, a lot of work to win this kind of case. And so we have made huge strides today, and a storm from all the work that we have been doing, and I believe it's the work that we have been doing, um, is happening in El Paso right now, right there in the DA's office. And I want to talk a little bit, make some sense out of what happened with the DA. So we have received confirmation from our point of view, okay, from our point of view as the family, as Team Farm Richard Halliday. Um, so uh, when Richard went missing and was murdered, the DA was Jaime Esparza, okay? He decided to go into retirement and there was an election. Yvonne Rosales was elected the first female Hispanic um, DA in El Paso history. That was an upset. She was never supposed to win that race, but it was an upset, and she did win it. Um, and she took on the cases. Of course, there was COVID and everything. And I am not here to say that she was a perfect district attorney. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that we did get confirmation that she was looking into Richard's case and she was moving it forward, and she was also looking into the Walmart case. She was looking into the Walmart case, putting it together, and moving it forward. Now, that's very, very important because she publicly stated she was moving it forward to get a date um, very soon. She wanted to get it very soon, a date to try the Walmart case. And the Walmart case is, as big as it is really a cut and dry case. They have the perpetrator, they have the weapons, they have the forensic, they have, you know, and so it should be, right, in their narrative, it should be cut and dry. Let's have, a year, maybe a year and a half. Let's have a trial and let's identify the crimes, identify the criminals, have it all documented, put forth the documents, and then prosecute it, right? That's the job of the district attorney. And that's what she was doing. I have confirmation that's what she was doing. But they didn't want that case to be put together. They wanted it in pieces. And so Loretta Lynn Hewitt, who just resigned from leading that case, resigned saying they blocked, we have this too on, uh, have it confirmed that this was happening, that they were blocking information from the district attorney, Yvonne Rosales. And Loretta Lynn Hewitt has said the same thing. They were blocking her. They were blocking her and they were wanting to leave the cases in pieces. That case, the Walmart case, which is Richard's case. That's why I say these cases. But if it's the Walmart case, it's Richard's case, and vice versa. So they were blocking it. They were leaving it in pieces, and I think that's why um, Bill Hicks even was appointed. He wasn't elected. He was appointed. And the person that got Yvonne Rosales out, uh, big a big part of how she was taken down was Bob Moore of El Paso Matters. He's the one that inserted himself in the case and retaliated against witnesses, um, and also has led the petition to take down Yvonne Rosales. And we have proof after proof after proof of, and that's why, um, yeah, it, that's very criminal. We think what he did, but what it is a violation of his 501c3 to be that politically involved, to do a political hit, and be a political attack machine. That's a violation of what he told the IRS that he was going to be, and so that's very clear. Um, so when Yvonne Rosales was taken down and Bill Hicks was brought in, Bill Hicks had clients. We would like to know who those clients are. It took him quite, longer than what you would think to transfer those clients, okay? To tie up loose ends and things like that, that an attorney would have to do in order to take the appointment as district attorney. But the the Texans, the people of Texas require something more. They require a document. So uh, before you can take your oath of office as a district attorney, the Constitution of Texas, from the people of Texas, say, we want you to sign this legal, ethical um, commitment document. Okay? You are going to be a district attorney. What your job is to identify crime, identify the criminals, document the crime and the criminals, and prosecute the crime and the criminals. And so, in order to do that, you can't be on the take. You can't be bribed. You have to give us a legal, ethical commitment before you take the oath of office. That's how I read it. Okay? That's how I read it. People say, oh, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And I always say the chicken, of course, the chicken. God made the chicken and the chicken lays eggs, right? That's, um, I'm gonna get some comments for that one, but that's my opinion. And in my opinion on this, you're more than welcome to give it to me. But as I read the Texas Constitution, Bill Hicks was supposed to sign his legal, ethical commitment statement before he took the oath of office. Now, he had plenty of time to do that because he had to tie up loose ends. He had to transfer, his clients, right? And it took him longer than what is normal. So why couldn't he sign very quickly, because he ended up signing it very quickly, sign that ethical commitment, the legal ethical commitment statement document, and turn that in, and then take his oath of office. That's how it's done. And, um, that's how the law says to do it. I think that's how the law says to do it. And, when you are the chief law enforcer, right? You're the chief law enforcer, the district attorney, you should obey the law, right? Especially the Texas Constitution. You should obey it. Now, this is, I've been thinking about this. Team Farm Richard Halliday, we've been thinking about this for a few days now, really discussing it. And so on the 21st of December of 2022, Bill Hicks takes the oath of office without signing the legal ethical commitment statement. Okay? That is required for him to do. He takes his oath of office without it. And time goes by. Time goes by. The 25th of January of 2023. So a whole over a month later, the Secretary of the State gives him an email. And how do I know that? Because Reyes Mata is really good at getting those open records requests. Thank you, Reyes Mata. Thank you so much. And he received the emails, and he got to look at the emails. And the emails were from the Secretary of the State to Bill Hicks saying, look, you're in violation. You did not submit the legal ethical commitment document that you're supposed to sign before you even take the oath of office. What's going on? Bill Hicks, the next day on the 26th of January, submits the legal ethical commitment statement. Okay. Now, that's kind of strange. That is really kind of strange. Is that okay? I don't know. I don't think that that's okay. So, but let's let it slide. Let's let him, he's the chief law enforcer. Let's let it flip. Let it flip a little, right? Flip flop. Let's play flip flop. Let's, he's took the oath on the 21st, and now he submitted the legal ethical commitment, which doesn't seem like it started off so legal, ethical, and a commitment to uphold the Texas Constitution, right? It didn't seem like it started out that great. But anyway, let's give a little bit. We all have grace, we all have mercy, so we should. And but there's more to it. There's more to it. Because on that statement that he submitted on the 26th of January, the timestamp was backdated to January 11th. Now, think about that. That's a big deal. Because now you have a felony crime on your hands. And Reyes Mata, I don't know how many reporters have called a DA up on something like that and said, hey, you just committed a felony crime. I mean, that article was very, very damaging to Bill Hicks. Now, do I want that? Do I want him to be damaged? No, I want him to help. I want him to take his duty seriously. I want him to identify crimes, identify criminals, document those crimes and those criminals, and prosecute those crimes and the criminals. I want that done. I don't want all of this collaboration, and corruption and compromised. I don't want all that. That doesn't make me happy one bit, because look at all the work that we have done reaching out to him. Of course, now we understand why it has done little good, but all of that work with hope that maybe the district attorney will do something so that Richard the Vanessa Guillen first absent soldier will get some justice. So this, uh, for Reyes Mata to find this out is really horrible in one sense and good in the other. Horrible meaning, oh my gosh. Now, who is going to identify crimes and criminals, document it, and prosecute it? Not Bill Hicks, because he needs to be arrested. So that's the horrible thing. The good thing is now the people, with the help of a journalist, has identified the crime, the criminal, and has documented it. And now we're calling out for it to be prosecuted. But it's not those that murdered Richard, it's the DA himself. And yeah, that is. So hopefully, now we have these botched cases. So, but there's more to it. There's more to it. And I'm still getting, there's so much information in uh, the last few days. There's so much information. So I'm just trying to focus on this DA thing, and then I'll you know focus on other facets of this. That is, just everything is important. So the DA, it's not just that he changed the timestamp. He's blaming it on the Secretary of State. No way. No way. Sorry, no way. No Secretary of the State, unless they are corrupt, then they need to be arrested. But no way is that going to happen. Unless, right? Unless. But it was his obligation to get it in before he took the oath of office. In my opinion, it seems like that is a lawful thing to do, right? As the district attorney. But this timestamp, they had to make it January 11th. Why? Why January 11th? And we have gotten information that January 11th was a big collaborative agreement signed. Now, I hope that it doesn't involve the State Department and Mexico and law enforcement officials on the Walmart case and Richard's case. But that's the information that we're getting in, is that this big agreement was made on January 11th. The other information that I want to share with you on all of this is that on January 26th, our key witness was retaliated against. Richard's case was sabotaged. Absolutely. On January 26th. So, and Fort Bliss would not be able to participate in that sabotage if Bob Moore would not have participated with his El Paso matters, and that inserted him in our son's case. So he has inserted himself in both cases. In both cases. So what was the big deal that was made on January 11th? And then how did that affect the retaliation against a key witness in Richard's case? To block, and to block. And you have to remember, if I say a key witness in Richard's case, it is connected to the Walmart case. That witness statement is connected to the Walmart case. Both of these things, both cases, if we solve one, we solve the other. The witnesses in Richard's case are vital for the Walmart case, and the Walmart case witnesses are vital for Richard's case. It's really one big case. And so when you see it going through, they are connected together. They're connected at the hip together as they go through. And even though they've been left in pieces, they're still connected. And when they sabotage and botch the Walmart case, they are sabotaging and botching Richard's case, and vice versa. So that day, January 26th, that was botching Richard's case and the Walmart case. Okay, I think that that's very, very important for everyone to know. And Leilani Hart took part in that. She was a major player in that. Matter of fact, she was a major player in that, along with Angela Kucherga, along with David Poche, in sabotaging both the Walmart and Richard's case. And why do I say that? Because the same perpetrators that helped Patrick Crusius, that carried out, there are witnesses that are, their witness statements are being withheld from the public. They were out there and then they were silenced. And that is that there were more shooters, there were more perpetrators, and that, this was an organized incident, an organized crime. And an autistic young man cannot pull that off. Okay? And the media had a big, big part in it. Big part. So, why would I get on a live stream and just say this if we didn't have evidence to back this all up? They have spent millions of dollars and collaboration beyond our understanding to pull this off and to say it was a lone wolf. Okay? And here comes the Team Find Richard Halliday, the mother of a missing soldier who desperately misses her son, wants her son home, wants her remains home. I want his remains home. Right? Desperately. And no matter how hard I try to keep emotions out of this, what they have done to our family is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So why would I, with Team Find Richard Halliday, want to get on a live stream and make these allegations that I've just made, that, and I'll even do some more, that they brought in Bill Hicks on purpose, brought down Yvonne Rosales on purpose to stop this case, this huge case, from going forward, because it was an organized, political, internal mass murder. Absolutely. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? When I know that Richard was a whistleblower and they retaliated against him, and they murdered, they did everything continuously severely to him and ended up murdering him. And our key witness that is an officer of the court, and they retaliated against him. Why would then I want more burden, more risk, and say the things that I'm saying? Why would anybody want to be a whistleblower? Why would anybody want to do the right thing? Right? Because this is the right thing. This is the right thing. This has ramifications that I don't even know. Blessings that I don't even know. But I'm absolutely 100% sure that it's a blessing. Even if I get Team Five Richard gets more hassle, harassment, more than what we have gotten, retaliation, whatever, I know that it's a blessing. That it's going to do a lot of people good. Because we need to take down these criminals. Meaning, we need accountability. We need to clean up our country as far as its seven samurais that have gotten too big for their britches, who have bowed to the hat, who have whatever analogy that that you want to use. You have a corruption that has just gotten out of control. And I don't even know if it's gotten out of control yet. I think we still have some control over it. And so we need to do something about it. And that's why taking a stand really matters. Because we've got to change the direction of where we're going. I don't want to go into the deep dark pit where there's gnashing of the teeth and screaming and crying. So I want to live in a place that absolutely justice is honored, justice is sought more than wealth. So and for me, being a Christian, everything I do has to glorify God. So siding with those that want to do evil things to children, to sell narcotics, to participate in sex cults, to rob from the American people by taking the weapons and the equipment and the ammunition and stealing it, putting it in these tactical move storage units, and bringing it over to the border and selling it there and doing evil to Mexico. I don't want to be on their side, and I don't care if they make money or can buy a big house or can, whatever they do. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. Um, I do not want to be on their side at all. The side a murdered soldier who happens to be my son. I don't want to be on their side at all. And so when they are vile and vulgar to me and harass me, I'm a pretty happy camper. I'm like, all right, they are, growling and crying and all of that against me because I am not on their side. And remember what Richard said, don't do it, don't do it. They say they respect you, but they don't. They think of you bad. The guys, they're just horny. They just want to see you naked. All they want to do is drain you. You know, when you're their friends, when you do their will, they just want to suck your blood. I mean, not literally. Well, I don't know, but not literally. I hope not literally. Um, they just want to take the life out of you. I don't. I am. It is such a great thing um, to have them not like me. It's a great thing because that means that I'm not on their side, and I am not. Absolutely not on the side of Veronica Escobar. Absolutely not on the side of our 44 four-star generals and admirals who have betrayed us and are serving foreign and domestic enemies. I'm not on their side. I'm not on the side of those that pulled the trigger in that Walmart, killing all those people brutally. That was a brutal killing. I'm not on their side of those that take advantage of disabled people and do psyops on them and then let them take the fall for their political crimes. No, I'm not on their side. To turn a person into a mass murderer? No, I'm not on their side. Nope. Nope. Um, for people that look the other way when 85,000 children, even teens, are unaccounted for, when they are supposed to be in a secure and then an extra double secured area called the emergency intake center. It's supposed to be double secure inside Fort Bliss, inside the emergency intake center, and 85,000 unaccounted for. No, I'm not on their side when they're raping them, when they're doing whatever, wherever they're taking them. I'm not on Angela Kuchurga's side, who looks the other way at 85,000 unaccounted for minors. Okay? And who doesn't want the mother of a missing, murdered soldier to be helped. Who participates in sabotaging justice. She's a bad cookie. She's a bad cookie, y'all. She's a bad apple. Oh, yeah. And works for, well, she works for, this is interesting, she works for Bob Moore's wife, who, so that's not disclosed. We have to figure all this out. So Angela Kuchurga works for Kathleen Gannon, who works for UTEP. So UTEP is is it okay with UTEP that they're sabotaging the case of the mass murder of 23 in a Walmart and the missing murdered soldier from Fort Bliss? I would like to hear that one. So that's Bob Moore's wife. And of course, uh, because Bob Moore posted that story, they're all kind of like together. They're all acting together, corruptly, compromised, and siding with the worst types of crime. With the worst types of crime. And, I don't want to be on their side. So I'm just wondering if UTEP knows what's going on. So, yeah, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer. I did post the autopsies again because we have an open records request for those autopsies, and it's just been silence. Silence is consent, right? And there's something very wrong with Mario Rascon Ortiz and that whole situation as medical examiner. So I wanted to just post that extra. But I hope that explains just a small facet of this case when it comes to the DA. That not only did he do things backwards, which was not following the Constitution, which was not following the law that he is supposed to be being a good example of, I guess he should be as DA, um, and then manipulating a timestamp, which is absolutely a no no. No, no, no way. You don't manipulate timestamps. And then why was he manipulating it? What kind of agreement was made on that day? And and you know, uh, if he if he didn't take the oath after his legal ethical commitment, is he a legitimate district attorney? I would say no. And that means everything that he did has to be redone. So we will see what the ramifications, who's who and what side do people want to be on, because that's really and the public. Then this is why I have to be the public affairs officer for Team Farm Richard Halliday, because the public is who moves these people and helps them overcome the compromise, the collusion, the um, just being on the wrong side, right? On the wrong side. So we have to drive them to do the right thing. And that's why it's so important. So please write the letters. Also, please be like Reyes Mata, and I'm taking his advice too. Team Five Richard Halliday, my husband, also. We thought we were asking for a lot of open records, but I don't think we have enough open records requests in. We need to really up our game on those open records requests. We're learning so much in these 3 years, um, and you can find out a lot by looking at the records. And those are your records. The reason why our country has records is for you to look at them. So you can ask for open records requests, and by doing that, we are holding them accountable. If they know that people are going to continuously ask for open records, then they won't be compromised so easily, and they won't collude together and be corrupt so easily if we're always doing oversight on them. So I think that that's really important to put in those open records requests for your area. If you're seeing some corruption, and really do your own due diligence to clean up the area where you live in, as far as the government, as far as those um, samurais go, right? So that they will remember who they're protecting, who they're working for. So, everyone, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great night. And I will be back tomorrow, God willing. Bye bye.